Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Whoa, everybody's already jumping in. Oh man. So anyway, what's going on there, my peeps? Okay, Dawn of Vex review. Oh, I know you guys want to see this awesome shirt. It's the first time I'm not wearing a comic book shirt, but look, it's actually a comic book shirt. So anyway, yeah, comic book shirt. I'd like to cancel my subscription to your issues. Love that. All right, so let's get started. We got two books to review live up in here. Again, all questions. I will try to answer your questions at the end of the reviews. I'll take them individually at the end of the reviews. So yeah, we've got two different books here, and they're both kind of sexy. We got Excalibur issue number 6, Marauders issue number 6. I actually forgot to change this. I was running a campaign. I was running a Marvel superheroes game last night, and I did the Jokers to the right of me, and obviously there would be clowns to the left of me. Here I am stuck in the middle with you. So let's get started this review thing. So let's do Excalibur issue number 6 first. Yeah, this is a really weird comic book. It's still a weird comic book, but I've literally gotten past the idea that some things just don't make sense to me. And I try to focus on the idea that there's a lot of these things that aren't going to make sense because, well, when push comes to shove, I was never a huge Excalibur fan. So I'm pushing past a lot of that. There's some really weird stuff going on. So right off the bat, well, first off, let's just off the bat give credit where credit's due. Teeny Howard does the writing. Marcus Toe, I can never say a bad thing about. This art is just consistently fantastic, and sometimes even when the story is a little bit like wonky, like wait, what's going on here? The art still explains it, which is just that's like you can't possibly ask for anything more in an artist. And having a good color artist like Eric Arcianega, that kind of helps also. VC's Corey Petit on letters, Tom Mueller doing the design, Muhammad Asrar and Matthew Wilson doing the cover art. I'm still shocked that they're still doing 2 extra variant covers for this book. Of all the books out there, they're doing variant covers for this. Like they're trying hard to get the sales up on this, man. Jonathan Hickman, of course, is the head of X. This issue is called Verse 6, Watch the Throne. Cool. So anyway, Apocalypse was killed in the previous issue because he was absorbed by Rogue, who took all of his powers and was like, prepare to die. And then he comes right back because, he's on the Silent Council, so he gets priority and he comes right back. And like, it's funny because that's the first page before we get into anything, credits, anything. Like Professor X is right there talking about, hey, what's up? I don't think I like the idea of you using let me just read it directly so I don't mess this up. I admit to being disappointed in you using your mastery over death for your own ends. I don't know what I expected, but I'm hoping that you're still with us. I am trusting you. You are part of this. You are my brother. Your name is however that's supposed to be. I think I got the pronunciation right. You guys let me know if I screwed that up. And you are mutant. And right next to him, right next to Professor X, is freaking Jamie Braddock, which is the weirdest thing in the world, dude. Like, my God, this is so freaking weird. And he just jumps right into it. And because Professor X gave him his trust, well, I can't question you on it. And it's like, dude, it's Apocalypse. And like, I trusted that they were going to be doing some cool things with him, be like, okay, it's Apocalypse and there's going to be some weird things going on. But Professor X trusted him and he was like in his mind and stuff. And it's like, you can't trust him. And you let him go back out and do this stuff. So he's still kind of weak because he's still on knobbly knees. You were just born, dude. You were just born. And he goes right out there. And he goes out there and the mutants are the witch breed. The mutants are fighting for their own selves and freaking Morgan Le Fay's on the other side. And it's really weird. In the name of the White Witch, damn your witch. She's just a lady. I am a witch. And it's like, you're a son of a witch. Like, what is going on? What is going on with this weird freaking dialogue that they're doing? So anyway, Betsy is trying to lead everything, and it's funny because here's the one character in this entire book who's just lost it completely. Make no mistake. Here's Kitty. Here's Jubilee over here, whose son has been turned into a dragon that can alter reality with his fiery breath. Okay. Meanwhile, it's actually a little infant baby. And she's formerly a vampire. She just got her powers back, and it's like everything's really topsy turvy, freaking weird, right? And yet she's keeping her head. Betsy Braddock is like, my brother became evil, and now I'm Captain Britain. Oh no! And she can't keep her head together, but she wants to be the leader here. You know, there's a saying. And I've said this before, and it's actually in the Muslim religion. This is actually where I got the saying from. Um, no one should ever be made leader who wants to be the leader. You get it? And that's a beautiful saying. I wish that that were always the case, but the point is, no one who wants power should ever be given power at all. So she's just like, no, 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 like Apocalypse comes walking up. Good job, Betty. Move out of the way. And she's like, no, you died and you were like a butt. And like, I've been out here fighting the whole time. Well, you know what? So is freaking Gambit out here. Give Gambit the leadership. How about that? You know what I'm saying? That's your only qualifier. I've been out here fighting the front line the entire time. Shut your stupid mouth. My God, I hate Betty Braddock in this book. Anyhow, so Apocalypse walks forward and he goes and he starts talking to Morgan Le Fay. It's like, whoa, whoa. It's funny because he talks to Betsy and he's like, yeah, well, we're not here to fight right now. We're here to talk. But hold on, you'll get your wish in a heartbeat. So he goes up, he's like, listen, let's just end this bloodshed. All right. Lay down your swords, let your men die in bed like all humans are supposed to do in the first place. Let's just, end this. She's like, what? No, we're superior numbers. We're going to kick your butt. They haven't been kicking any butt, just saying. They killed like one guy. um, what's interesting, they have I see weird names sometimes and it stops me. So why spoil the comics? Here, let me help you out, jackass. Let me just boot you from the channel. Okay? This way you don't have to worry about it because you're a jackass. At the end of the day, beginning of the day, why spoil the comics? Because I've been doing that for these specific comics every time. I'm sorry, you're hurt? Piss off, jackass. Moron. Blocked forever. Sometimes there's just a level of stupidity I'm not willing to deal with. So, and realistically, I don't even like the name is just really weird. What the frick is this idiot's problem? Anyway, like why are there always so stupid people? Why are there always a level of stupidity that exists? I don't understand. This offends me. Politely piss off. It's that easy. So anyway, freaking Betsy Braddock is chosen as Apocalypse's like Apocalypse just like it's that's one of the cool. I gotta give Teenie Howard this. I don't like how she's writing Betsy Braddock, but man, the way that she's writing Apocalypse right now, he literally does whatever he wants to do. He knows that he is regal. He knows that he's the authority. He knows that he's the man. If somebody's got something to say, that's cool, man. Take a number. Maybe I'll listen. You know what I'm saying? Like an audience with Apocalypse is like an audience with God. Of course, he pronounces God. Ah, so there's that. Um, it's all freaking weird, but I gotta admit, I really do like the way that she's writing Apocalypse right now. That's what I think we really have to focus on here. Rogue has been asleep the entire time, and she's barely in this. Like she talks a little bit, and she's like, "I'm super powerful." It's like, okay, cool, do some cool stuff now. They actually do. She talks a little bit to Gambit about having a baby. That's cool. Like, I don't think I can have a baby because like I might absorb the baby, and so that's cool. Sorry, Kelly Thompson, been there, done that. She already talked about that in the Mr. and Mrs. X comic book. So I don't know what this is about. It's like, why are we just rehashing this? I think more people were reading that than this. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. Like honestly, whatever. It is what it is. And you know what I think is actually interesting? I'm just now thinking about this. Since I don't like Jubilee very much, I think it's actually preventing me from paying attention to her dialogue the way that I want to. That's something I actually need to do. I need to change my thinking on that. Just pay attention to Jubilee's dialogue instead of just taking her completely out of the picture because I don't like her character. Maybe I might like her character in this. I don't know. But like to me, the main character has been Betsy. So the new Captain Britain. So I don't know. I just focused on her. Anyway, you take that out of the equation. She's now supposed to be the champion. And she's got to fight against Morgan Le Fay's champion. Who's Morgan Le Fay's champion? Who do you think it is? It's her brother, and it's a fight to the death. And they're emphasizing hard. It's a fight to the death. There will be no yielding. It's a fight to the death. And yet it's not a fight to the death. What's going on here? Like the whole thing is just really freaking spooky weird. I don't understand how all this happened. Like the fight was over before anything happened. And then essentially he died. Essentially he kind of died, but then Jamie Madrox. I wish Jamie Madrox was in this book. Jamie Braddock shows up and he's like, come on back, bud. Like, what is this, man? Was it Eddie Pryor? Eddie Pryor. Jeez, Eddie Murphy who did that. It was like I think it was Eddie Murphy who did that joke. It's like, yeah, man, the first miracle that Jesus ever did was turning water into wine. Maybe that was D.L. Hughley. Darn, they both have a similar presentation style. Anyways, like, you know what? Let's keep this party going. So, like, that's pretty much what he did. Let's keep this Brian Braddock party going. So he comes back, and then here's something that was actually interesting. Here's something where I'm actually interested now in where the story is going, like genuinely interested. Brian Braddock had a dream where he says that he failed. We're like, what do you mean he failed? He pulls out the Sword of Might. Okay, now I know the history of Captain Britain from back in the day. Once he got the new costume and the regular force field and stuff like that, like that was kind of weird for me. But I remember when he actually had like the amulet of right and all that stuff, and he was doing his thing. That the sword, or not the sword, the staff. Was it the staff of power? Anyway, whatever it was, he had all those things. You know what I'm saying? He takes on a new look in here because he wakes up, and yeah, there's 2 pages of Rogue naked, and this page is not nearly as scandalous as the previous page. I'm just saying. So anyway, yeah, over here he winds up having a dream where he gets the Sword of Might, which is like, oh no, he feels that he's failed. He feels like he failed because the Sword of Might represents the violence, and the true Captain Britain always gets the amulet of right, not the Sword of Might. Okay, now I'm really into this story. Now I'm really looking at this like, holy crap, because she's got the amulet. Now he's got the sword. So he does a little shape-changing thing once he gets over crying a little bit, and all of a sudden, oh, look at that costume. Marcus Toe, you are a freaking god amongst men. You walk amongst us. But wow, that is crazy beautiful. Oh my God, that is crazy beautiful. So I don't know what he's going to be called now. He should be called, maybe he can't be Captain Britain because the true Captain Britain, amulet of right. So I don't know what he's going to be called right now. But man, it's wicked. Anyway, what's interesting is they seem to indicate, and like they actually say they're going to, but right down here, very important page. It looks like they're actually going to be trading the objects. He says, he says to her, you've always fancied swords. She's like, I have. And he's always had the amulet. So what are they going to look like now? Now he's going to be Captain Britain again. He's going to go back to the status quo, which I don't think enough of us really understand Captain Britain to really be like, oh, you're changing things. No, I think that that's actually a good idea to keep him how he is. You want to introduce him like big time into the comics. That's what you do. Like you want to make it so he's not just a British superhero, that he's also, like the American fans know and love him also and really get into the mythology and the backstory. That's the way you do it. You keep him as he is, possibly, which seems to be what they're doing. Excuse me. But what's going to happen with her now with that Sword of Might? Ooh, now I'm really interested. Now I'm genuinely interested because with her current psychosis, aka the way she's being written, I'm genuinely curious in what they're going to do with that. This is going to end up, I'm going to get to that super chat in a moment. Thank you, Comics Expertise. So they give some weird boneheaded stuff over here. I'm only saying it's boneheaded because I'm not I said I'm not translating this stuff anymore. I'm just not interested. I don't care. They've abused it and it's taken too long for them to get anywhere. Not interested. So sorry. Anyway, over here, this is one of the many examples where I say that the explanation comes from not the words but from the pictures. This is Morgan Le Fay. Morgan Le Fay is being operated on right now. See, she was captured. She was taken hostage. The promise was, if you lose, we're going to exile you. That's it. We'll just exile you. Well, she can handle that because she can always come back. She's her, right? Well, as it turns out, um, Jimmy Braddock goes and says, "Yeah, you're going to be exiled, but you don't get to choose where." Okay, that first off, that's just stupid, but it also kind of fits with Jimmy Braddock's character, right? Nothing's supposed to make sense. So, yeah, they're doing something right now to her. Interesting, because something fairly similar is happening in the Marauders book. We're going to get to that in a hot minute. Hate her writing of Apocalypse. I can't see him bowing to anyone, let alone bowing to two people in this comic. Still a cool comic, though. Yeah, I can't argue with you there, brother. I can't argue with you. Also, you deserve some kind of a character dance, right? Are you okay with Big Barda? Because, the super chats get the Big Barda. Okay, so plus I love Big Barda. Loves me some Big Barda. Okay, so let's get on to Marauders, issue number 6. Open the book with my very dry hands. It's cold. I turned off the heat. Probably shouldn't, but anyway. Okay, so Jerry Duggan is the writer, Matty O'Lally and Mario Del Pennino on art, Eric Arcianega and Federico Blee. What's up, Federico? Doing color art. VC's Corey Petit on letters, Russell Dauterman and Matthew Wilson doing the cover, and one variant cover, Alan Davis and Chris Sotomayor. Boom. This issue of Marauders is called A Time to Reap. Is the next issue going to be A Time to Sow? Because it just might, and that would be perfect. That's actually from Old Testament, Ecclesiastics, chapter 8. Good stuff. That's actually where the Birds came up with that song, Turn, Turn, Turn. Yeah. Okay, so this was a really great issue. I don't think you're going to be able to find one single part of this book that is not freaking amazing. Hate Monger is in this. Oh, also, yeah, Executioner is in it. The Executioner song. Duh. How did I not recognize that guy? Somebody mentioned it in the previous issue that I reviewed, Marauders issue number 5. I was like, yeah, that guy's Executioner. You should read the Executioner song. Like, I did read the Executioner song, and I totally missed that one. So, oops. Anyway, yeah, Executioner doesn't do jack diddly in this, man. He does nothing in this one. Hate Monger's doing a lot of stuff though, and he's called a Klansman in this. He's like, what does he say? You wear the sheet, you get beat. I'm like, yes, I love it. Anyway, these two, they wind up getting, like, I don't know what's going on, but like Pyro's trying to burn them and they're not getting burnt. Wow, that's wicked stuff, man. They got some serious tech going, and Iceman's about to get jacked because it's easiest to beat him up when he's sleeping. So, what do you call it? Kitty tells Lockheed stay with him because, bad things and stuff. She starts phasing. She actually, it's funny because he almost, Hate Monger, he actually almost kills Pyro in this. I'm just like, oh no, please don't let that happen. Well, he goes to stab Kitty. You're going to have to look at it like this. He goes to stab Kitty, and because she stabs him, he turns around to stab her back. She phases, isn't phasing him anymore. He gets poked right in the chest. He's like, it burns. He actually gets injected with the yellow jacket. Now this is interesting. So at the very end of the book, like, you actually see Yellow Jacket inside there in some kind of a little sub, and yeah, that's interesting. This yellow jacket character is a freaking trip. Let me go back here. Something in the freaking whatever. Anyway, one of these things in the back. Oh, it's actually here, right here. Verendi sublog. The Verendi sublog. So this is actually Yellow Jacket inside of Pyro, and like the jokes are freaking great. Like they say, oh yeah, the White Queen's wardrobe. Whoa, there's some kind of a sauna in here. Hey man, so right now I'm looking. He's this in the sub. Yellowjack is actually looking through one of the irises, one of the retinas of Pyro, and he's able to see everything in black and white. So it's like, oh yeah, man, freaking, he's watching Rick and Morty the entire way until we get to Krakoa. So this book is kind of sad anyway, because like it actually kind of breaks my heart a little bit, because you see that everybody who's a marauder on the marauder right now, they are genuinely only there because Kitty Pryde, and I remember I talked about this around issue 1 or 2, whatever it was. Kitty Pryde can't go through the gates. They haven't confirmed it in this one. We're going to find out. It looks like. But Kitty Pryde, they're also speculating in this one, might not be able to be resurrected because a Krakoa doesn't work for her. Then Krakoa doesn't work for her. That is freaking sad. If that's the case, like, dude, I don't think I want to live in a comic book world without Kitty Pryde drunk. I don't even like the idea that her nose isn't busted anymore. That kind of makes me mad. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, I loved it when she had the busted nose. She had the bandit across her nose. That was the best Kitty Pryde I've read in a many year. All right. And now I'm just like, are they really going to kill Kitty? Excuse me, Kate? Are they really going to kill Kate? Not cool, bro. Not cool. So anyway, Bishop has a couple of really cool moments in here. These these guys are just knuckleheads, dude. I don't know, man. I, it's one of those things where it's like there's mostly action, and I don't want to just show off all the action. There's a running joke about what's his face in here? What's this idiot's name? Uh, Pierce. Pierce. I know a guy named Pierce, and now I'm getting his name stuck with this guy. Somebody in the chat in the chat, help me out, man. Help a brother out. All right, what's his freaking name? I can't remember. Donald Pierce. I said it before anybody said on that. Look, the most recent one down here is Comics Expertise. Nobody said it. Nobody said it. I said it first. I retain my professorhood. Anyway, so Donald Pierce. There's a running joke that they do only a couple times, and I feel like they could have done it more. Whereas, like, hey, can you float? Can you swim with all those limbs, all those metal limbs? I thought it was freaking great. Martin P, first person to mention it. Oh no, Comics Expertise was also the first person to mention that. Also, okay, cool. But still, you guys are awesome. Maybe Kate is an external. Oh, Raven. Raven always comes up. What's up, Raven? Raven always coming up with a solid thought. Damn. Yo, if they do that, that changes everything, man. Because Kate has always been talked about being special from the beginning. Okay, that's my niece shaking my whole table. Wow, that would be wicked. Oh, that would be wicked. Anyway, so here's one of the best things up in here. Madame Chow is there also. She gets thrown overboard. But there's a moment before where there's like a Lethal Weapon 2 moment where she's all sorts of tough when she's standing behind Donald Pierce. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, what are you gonna do? I'm the ambassador for such and such for Madripoor. What are you gonna do? And she's like, what? There's some cool lines spoken here. The exchange, the tete-a-tete is freaking great. I'm the ambassador to Madripoor. Just last week, you were a Chinese citizen. Just last month, Krakoa didn't exist. Wow, that was good. But once Donald Pierce gets thrown out of the way, she's like, I have diplomatic immunity? And if I remember correctly, Madripoor doesn't acknowledge the existence of Krakoa. So your diplomatic immunity? Yeah, that was a good moment. She throws her right overboard. That's perfect for her. Okay, listen, the whole point of this is to get to the end, though. The last couple of pages here. Sebastian Shaw decides to make his move. Okay? He comes up and he blasts away. And you're figuring he's going to shoot Kate, right? Nah. He's got to take out the most dangerous person there, Lockheed. Now, he's taking him out because he remembers back when Lockheed was actually the spy for Abigail Brand. You all remember that? The astonishing X-Men. Anyway, now taking him out because knows Lockheed is a tough SOB. You can't mess with this extraterrestrial dragon right here. He's going to jack some fools up. Anyhow, so she's just like, "Oh, I'm gonna jack you up, Shaw," and she could, like, she could. The problem is there's the he uses a seed from Krakoa that entraps people. And again, the seed doesn't recognize her as a mutant. So I assume that she's trying to, phase through it, but she can't. Like she's actually like, oh crap, help, help me, druidic, and entrapment vines and stuff like that. It's wicked. So apocalypse return equals external. So externals can use the gate. So can Selene. Well, can Selene? We don't know that because yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But Apocalypse is something special because he was also technically one of the first mutants. He was a born mutant as opposed to well, he was I don't know. He was mutant when nobody before him was mutant like that. You know what I'm saying? Much like Namor. You know what I'm saying? He's it's like, there's just people and then all of a sudden there's mutant. So, um anyway, he goes and he throws Lockheed over the water, and he's just like, "Listen, I'm here to jack you up, fool. So I'm going to kill you right now. You're probably, most likely you're not going to be able to be reborn. Maybe you will, but for right now you won't be, because I'm going to take over, and I've got somebody to put in place to be the Red Queen, or the Red King, probably in this particular case. And guess what? I'm only doing this so that I could take out Emma also, because I can't have a psychic across from me as I'm trying to do my plans. So I'm going to have to take her out too. And then I'm going to suddenly have 3 spots that I got to fill. Interesting. This book, dude. And like the book itself, before we got to the Verendi sub operation, that was all sorts of good. In this particular case, once that was over and we start seeing this Sebastian Shaw thing, and we're seeing what seems to be happening to Kitty, my Kitty, I loves me some Kitty Pride. I loves me some Kitty Pride. I'm just like, yeah, bro, not cool. Not even cool. So it hurts. It genuinely hurts. We might have to have a world without Kitty Pride. Was there anything at the back besides the writing that I'm just not interested in? Yeah, Sebastian Shaw just like, I got the Marauder now. I don't know what everybody else is going to say about this, but the next issue is called Stalemate, by the way. This was a fun book. Like, this was a generally fun book from beginning to end. But again, that end where Sebastian finally made his move, I had to move back. I'm like, damn, that was wicked. All right, let's take a couple questions. I got a couple books to put out. I've got a 315, a 330, and a 345 book coming out. So I've got Batman and Detective Comics coming out, and then I've got Captain Marvel issue number 14, which I go into a diatribe over, and then I just finished reading it and doing the review, and it's done, but I just have to post it, and I think that's going to go up at 345. The Guardians of the Galaxy, and then I got to see like what else I can read because very select reading, but yeah, it's like this is all the rest of the comic books I got to do. I might even have them done tomorrow. I don't know. I got some regular money work to do besides this. Anyway, let's see. So, but Apocalypse is, and he can use the gates. True, 100% true comics expertise. If Kitty's an external, that will give her some serious character growth. Damn right, John. Just read that one from Comics Expertise. We saw her come in Powers / House of X. Oh yeah, we did. You're talking about Selene on that one. Yes, you're right. We did. Ah, shoot. Good point. Good point. I guess there was like immediately after she killed Hydra Cap, pretty much off panel. I got a theory regarding Martin Pieces. I got a theory regarding Marauders 8. Oh, and giant sized issues next month. Regarding Storm. Okay, well, I'm listening. Let's see. She was talking about dying in the last issue. Kitty was. Okay, what else? Raven's like, forgot about that. Chillmonger. What's up, Chillmonger? How you doing, brother? Great book. I still roll my eyes at deaths. Yeah, but not if it's Kitty, because like that's we don't know. That's the big thing where we don't know. Um, Plus, at the end of the day, I think that here's the thing. I think that getting the deaths out of the way is a good way to just be like, dude, um, it used to be a big thing when an X-Man died, but at the same time, it wasn't a big thing because all the comic book fans were saying, when are they going to come back? What's the big saying that X-Men have always said? We get better. X-Men get better. Yeah, I died, but I got better, right? So I think at this point, it's kind of like, what was it? What was that movie? Can't remember the name of that movie. Eddie and the Cruisers Part Two. Wasn't nearly as good as Eddie and the Cruisers Part One. Just saying. By the way, you want to see some really great filming of Ocean Gate and Asbury Park? Go and check out Ocean Grove and Asbury Park. Excuse me. Go and check out that movie. Great Jersey movie. Anyhow, and it's supposed to be kind of loosely based on Bruce Springsteen's life. Just saying. So there's the one scene in part two where there's this girl, she's an artist, and the guy's like, there's so much red in this. Why are you painting with so much red? And she says, I'm trying to exhaust the red. It's a weird thing that maybe doesn't have a good explanation for it, but in a sense, it's like saying, oh, I really love what I really love, like this food. So I'm just going to eat a lot of it to kind of dull the taste and be like, oh, it's just the food. I can have it anytime. It's not a big deal. You know what I'm saying? It's like that awesome line that Brian Edward Hill had in Killmonger. I think it was issue number 4, maybe it was issue 3, whatever, where Killmonger's sitting there chilling out, and there's that girl who winds up getting captured by Black Widow eventually, and she's dancing, and he's just sitting down watching her. She's like, "What are you looking at?" He's like, "I'm just looking at you. Why are you looking at me?" I'm trying to. I can't remember what the exact word is because I'm not as smooth as Brian Hill, but he says, "I'm trying to wear you out in my mind." You know what I'm saying? Like it's like I'm attracted to you, so I'm trying to stare at you to try and get you like average in my mind. It was a great line. It's a great. I got to go back and look at that book. I got it somewhere over here. I think. I still kept that one. I donate most of my books, but I think I still kept those. But anyway, yeah, I got to use. In case something happens between me and my wife. I'm just saying, so I still got to stay hip and have some cool lines. So go up to some little 18-year-old, be like, what's going on? What are you looking at? Trying to wear you out in my mind. Build an immunity to you. That's what it is. Trying to build an immunity to you. It's a great freaking pickup line. I'm just saying. Hill is smooth. Hill is smooth. And I'm not even reviewing one of his books right here, man. Wow. Anyway, so what else is up in here? Comics expertise. When Kitty said to save Lockheed and she was going to surrender, I teared up. Yeah, I didn't quite tear up because like the scene was going so fast. I didn't like I was the scene felt like it was being pushed, not rushed, but pushed hard. So I wanted to experience the book and the story the way that it felt like it was supposed to, the natural progression. So I didn't stop to focus on it. I was just like, oh shoot. Because like, yeah, I mean, like, there's been so many years in comic books where Kitty and Lockheed weren't, joined at the hip. But in reality, Kitty and Lockheed are joined at the hip. I'm saying? Like, those have always been some of my favorite stories. These two hanging out with each other. And I'm sorry, Jubilee and Shogo just don't do it for me, bruh. So yeah, when she was like, okay, I'll surrender my seat. I'll give you my freaking seat. Just save Lockheed. I was like, oh damn, keep reading, keep reading. Like, yeah, dude, that was rough, man. I'm telling I know there are people out there just like, oh, I can't stand Kitty Pryde. I don't get that. I don't get that. And everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but man, I do not get that. She is such an amazing character. She's so freaking grounded. Also, Cyclops need to discuss boundaries with Pyro. Oh man. Also maybe have like a karaoke session with him. That could be fun. Martin P. 4 new books next week. Is it 4? I only saw 3. I only saw 3 in the back of here. I hope you're wrong and not me. Yeah, I see X-Men number 5, Fallen Angels number 6, and New Mutants number 6. I only see those 4 being advertised here. Maybe there is another one popping up. Oh, wait a second. Is Wolverine coming out next week? Oh, no. They got an advertisement for Wolverine in here. Does it actually give a date when it's coming out? There it is right there. February. No, it's in February. Nah, I don't know. Oh, the giant size book, maybe? Oh crap. Oh, I can't handle 3 books plus a giant size, man. I okay. So yeah, looking forward to X-Men 5. Yeah, X-Men 5, dude. Like X-Men, Marauders, and for the most part, X Factor. Those are the books that just really do it for me. Told everyone to watch this book. Marauders is awesome. You're not wrong, Dane. Dane, who called me uglier earlier in the day. um, Mutants do not die; they learn. That's that's a solid line right there, John. That's a solid line. Okay, so since I got to the bottom of everything, bruh, I think I'm gonna bounce out of here because yeah, I got other comic books to read. You know what I'm saying? I'm not too tired, so I think I could pump out a couple more. You know what I'm saying? Maybe get I don't know, maybe get a whole bunch more. Yeah. Oh, actually, I got to make the Valiant review because I already read those books a couple days ago. So I'll refresh myself. I'll do one of those. Oh, Underwood. What's going on, Underwood? I became a big fan of Kitty through the Kitty and Wolverine books. Yes, I got 1 year, all 6 issues. They're amazing. I'm wondering if there are any stories that you would suggest to get a feel for Kitty and Lockheed. Just read the X-Men. Read those original X-Men books by Claremont, dude. That was it. That was everything that you ever wanted in a good Kitty Pryde Lockheed story. You know, like the whole run. Anyone that had them in there. But yeah, by all means. Oh, X Force also next week. Shoot me now. But at least they seem to all be good books, so I'm good with it. Thank you, Martin P. Okay, I am out now, so I'm gonna go and do a couple more reviews. Love, peace, and hair grease. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Thanks for spending your midnight with me. Class dismissed.